a farewell for Chris Gayle without Chris Gayle.
Yeah, it's clear that somebody lost the script. How can you have that without him? That makes no sense.
Welcome, Sports Nation, to Sports DTM, the sports channel where we call sports down the middle. You can expect the latest in sports news, views, and reviews from our resident analysts. No sports topic is too controversial, and no team or player is above criticism. So just smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on our balanced offering of riveting sports content. And don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Welcome to Sports DTM.
Greetings, Sports DTM fans, and welcome to another episode of Sports Down the Middle, your channel of undiluted sports content. Raymond and I are here to talk about this on and off farewell game, Christopher Henry Gayle. Raymond, how you doing? You good?
Yeah, I'm there, bro. There.
So I don't even know where to start, but there is a sequence of events, right? So Chris Gayle hasn't officially announced his retirement from international T20 cricket. However, in that last World Cup T20 match for the West Indies, he indicated to the media that he would love to have this one last home game to say thanks to his fans for the support over the 22 years that he has played cricket. The West Indies Cricket Board, or Cricket West Indies, announced subsequent to that there will be a series between the West Indies and Ireland at Sabina Park, Christopher Gayle's home venue, and there will be a one-off match. Of course, everything seems to be lining up for that farewell game that Christopher has asked for. The CEO of West Indies Cricket also said that it would be appropriate to have such a farewell game. Now, a lot of different sectors of the fans across the world have expressed how they feel about the West Indies planning a farewell game for Chris Gayle. One such is Fazir Mohammed, who said that it would be a complete disgrace for the West Indies to be planning a match just for one player, and this would set a bad precedent. I mean, that's a mouthful and a half just for one match, Raymond. What are your thoughts on what has happened so far?
Well, so the thing is, to hear him say something like that, it really unfortunate. It's a money making thing, and to have Chris Gayle play in his hometown, I keep saying this, it's almost like a no brainer. You know, the type of person who expected to fill stands, provided that person will be in the stands, or the type of, how much tickets you would sell, person seat. I mean, a lot of persons view anything that's about Chris Gayle. So it makes absolute sense from a business perspective, and also to pay homage to one of the best player that ever played that format of the game. So I don't understand that in any shape or form.
So now the unofficial word on the street is that Chris Gayle will not be selected for this farewell game. I mean, the board had indicated that they will meet in late December, and now is late December, to finalize the squad that will play against Ireland in January 2022, and that's between the 8th of January to the 16th of January. And the word coming out, unofficial, is that Chris Gayle will not be part of that team that will play against Ireland. At Chris Gayle's own venue, the request that he made after the 2020 World Cup.
Yeah, so I wonder who's coaching the game, because right now it makes no sense to not have him there. You're right to say unofficially. So the more we cry out, fans out there, the more we cry out is the more likely he's able to be selected, because it almost automatically asks me, some players might disagree that you're setting a bad precedence, but I don't. I almost feel as if you need to pay homage to this player, and in fact, start a trend. I don't see anything wrong with starting positive trend of paying homage to persons of that nature. It makes clear, that's what is expected, and that's what you should do. If it's not that, then a testimonial, then promise a testimonial and see where that goes from there.
Talking about starting a trend, Raymond, one such player that keeps coming up every time they talk about this farewell is Shivnara and Chandapal. And we remember when Chandapal reached that stage in his career unwanted and was leaving on the verge of retirement, the West Indies selectors really kicked him out of the team. He never got an opportunity to say, this is my last match. Thank you to his fans. And why can't we make that wrong right by starting with Chris Gayle? And if we were to look at Chris Gayle's record, we're not talking about no Oracle fly by night or day, whatever the term is, player. We're talking about a player who has played for the West Indies for 22 years. He has played 103 test matches, 301 one-day matches. He's the leading run getter in one-day international for the West Indies. He's the leading run getter in T20 international for the West Indies. 70 matches. He has dominated the shortest form of the game. He has represented the West Indies well. Why can't we make the wrong right by starting with such a player?
Yeah, because he's a full-on trailblazer. I don't see why you wouldn't. I understand that that's a pass with Shanapal. But I almost think that if it's anybody who warrant something of this nature, it would be Chris Gayle, especially in this era. So it's unfortunate what had taken place with Shanapal. But Chris Gayle is kind of a different animal, so to speak. It's on a different class than say a Shanapal. If it was anybody you started with, it's probably Chris Gayle. Or probably Garfield Sobers or maybe, but that's so long, and Viv Richardson and all those players, but that's so long ago. So if there's anybody now within this era, it's pretty much Chris Gayle.
I know the fans all over the world has been saying that Gayle should retire. This is an opportunity that he's trying to say thanks to his fans. The government of Jamaica also have gone back on their decision to allow 2,000 vaccinated fans to attend the match. I don't know if this is in retaliation to West Indies Cricket Board saying that Gayle will not be part of the match, but it will be an empty stadium. So everything is going backwards as it relates to this match for Chris Gayle and his fans.
Yeah, it almost seemed like mere coincidence. No Chris Gayle, empty stadium. Yeah, everybody get there, except the business side of it loses. You have an empty stadium, and no Chris Gayle, and the persons who were clamoring for the younger players to get a chance. There you go, they get a chance. But the amount of money that enters into the coffers is would be way less, especially given the fact that it's an empty stadium. But it's coincidence. Chris Gayle is not there, and the stadium is empty, or is it?
So clearly, West Indies Cricket Board don't want to make $1 from this match at Sabina Park. But when you look at other teams, Raymond, like India, for instance, Sachin Tendulkar announced that he will retire, and Cricket India organized a series in honor of Tendulkar for all he did for cricket in India. Why can't the West Indies do something like this? Just to say to the fans, and I mean, cricket need the fans to be on board, just to say to the fans, thank you for your support for 22 years while I represented the West Indies.
Exactly. It makes absolute sense. So it also makes sense the fact that Chris Gayle actually, he could have actually gone off in retirement without any kicking and screaming and probably not even saying anything about saying thanks to his fans. But that's not the case. He had requested this, and given who he is, we almost figured that, the board should oblige him and actually have that. But it's dicey to hear them actually not selecting him and stuff like that. It's really unfortunate. As you said, other teams actually recognize their grades by playing a series, not even like a one-off match or so, a series, right. And it's not even his hometown within India. Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's really unfortunate. Just one game, pretty much, in Jamaica, Sabina Park. Just one game. That's all he's asking for.
And the West Indies Cricket Board is rejecting that ask. Fans out there, we would love to hear from you. What's your thoughts on the West Indies Cricket Board not selecting Chris Gayle for Chris Gayle farewell match. I mean, he has represented the West Indies for 22 years. And just imagine you working at an entity for 22 years, and now it's time for you to go off, and the entity say, here what? Just go on about your business and forget about us. This is what the West Indies Cricket Board is representing to their employee at this moment, fans. And we would love to hear from you. It's a one-off match against Ireland. There is no danger in selecting Chris Gayle for this one-off match. The benefits, fans will get to see Chris Gayle in all his glory. Chris Gayle brings the crowd out every time he plays. West Indies Cricket Board, this is a win-win for you if Gayle is selected. So what's the big deal? Fans out there, again, we'd love to hear from you by you leaving your comments in the comment section below. What's your thoughts on this? And always remember to like, to share, and to subscribe, and to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell all of them friends to come and join the Sports DTM family. This has been another episode of Sports Down the Middle. Be blessed.